Hi, y'all. All right. I am struggling this morning. I'm tired. But I also woke up with a migraine. Y'all, nothing worse than having a migraine start at like 5 in the morning. And all you can do is struggle to not fall off the earth. So, yeah, we're little struggles. But you know what? God woke me up, so it's a beautiful day, right? And the birds are chirping. It's always a good day when the birds are chirping. All right, so I saw this video and I had to try it. Now, my technique is not perfect, but I had to try it. There's this video called How I Turn Sewing Thread into Yarn, Custom DIY Yarn for Crochet and Knitting, No Dyeing Needed, by, I'm going to spell it out because I don't want to butcher it, Maeli Designs. Maeli Designs. She takes embroidery thread, okay? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 cones of embroidery thread, sets them in a box, and then brings them up. And she has an automatic winder, an electric one. I don't care for those, but each to their own, right? Each to their own. It may be a beautiful piece of thing. I'm all about hand cranking it. That way I know the tension. So I don't have that kind of quality of thread just laying around. I have the good stuff for quilting, and I'm not about to use that. So I have some of that cheap Walmart thread, and I was like, it's going to be an experiment anyway. Let's just use that and see what happens. Because you have to remember, the tablecloth I'm using, the thread from Hobie or Hobby, is basically 4 embroidery strings held together. There's no twisting, no nothing. Literally, it's this, 4 strands of this held together. I mean, it's janky, but it works. So I got like 6 spools of it. And put them in a box, which was a big mess. I do need a cone or something that's going to stand up on its own. So my first attempt, it came out okay. But once the spools started flying everywhere, it became a mess and then wrapped up in my coffee table because my what do you want to call that? Ball winder is clamped to my coffee table. So anyway, here's what it looked like. Isn't that pretty? And what I like about this idea, and she said this, that you can make colors that you normally can't find in the store. Right? And it comes out a little thinner, but that's because I didn't have the thread that I needed for this project. Like I said, this was a test theory, but it's doable. In my world, it's doable. So I regrouped and I put the spools of thread into a box. And that way I could control it and slow it down maybe a little bit, because maybe I was cranking a little too hard. Get your mind out of the, get your minds. And so the next time it came out a lot better. It came out a lot better. And I still think it can be used fine, just fine. There's not a lot here, so I don't know how much of a doily I can make with it, but I want to try. So that was a pretty good success. So now I've got to find the correct thread to do this with. because it's very possible. I know it's going to work. I just got to find the right ingredients. And that's a lot of crafting. You do a trial by error. You know, if it doesn't work, regroup your head and say, okay, this didn't work, but part of it did. So what can I do to fix that? And that's what I have to do sometimes. My brain doesn't always click. So the next thing is I found a doily pattern I wanted to work on in between my tablecloth, because my tablecloth is getting huge, but it's getting continuous, where it's just repeating and repeating and repeating. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I want to finish it, but I want something kind of smaller in the middle. And in the meantime too, to kind of balance it all out. In my brain, it makes sense, okay? So I have this thread, and this is one of my favorites. I've worked with this before, and I love this. It never has a label when I get it because it's donated, but the colorway is my favorite. Absolute favorite. And the reason I wanted to do this one is because there was no pattern words, if that makes sense. There's no instructions. It was simply the diagram. Now, remind you, crochet, I am self-taught. There was no helping me. So I never truly learned how to do a diagram. It started with YouTube, and within the last 5 to 7 years, I learned how to read a pattern. And I've been doing this for 13 years. And so I was like, okay, I want to learn the diagram. I want to figure it out, because a lot of the old vintage doily patterns are just diagrams. Okay, so I got my 1.5 millimeter hook, steel hook. So this baby is tiny. The camera's not going to pick it up, I don't think. And I started it. Look how beautiful that is. Y'all can't tell me this. You see why this is my favorite? Look how gorgeous that colors are. Absolutely. So, yeah. So far, we're so good. I did find a Macari. It's like a garage sale website kind of thing. Macari, I found 3 Magic Crochet magazines from 1983. So, of course, they were pretty pricey because they are vintage, and they're beautiful magazines. I love them. So I had some birthday money, and they were going to come out to like $50. I was like, there's no way I can spend $50 on 3 magazines. And so I talked to the owner, the seller, and I said, hey, do you do combined shipping? I said, I'm not asking for a discount. I just want to know if I order 3, will it combine shipping and everything? She goes, how many are these you wanting? Because she had several. And I said, I want these 3, but I can only do 2 right now because, you know, the price. She goes, let me come back at you with another number. So a couple hours later, she comes back at me with, hey, you want to do 25 plus your shipping cost? And I was like, yeah. So those are supposed to be coming to me. She dropped them off on Friday or Monday, and there's no update. And she's messaged me, said, I'm not sure what's going on, but there is no update. It still shows this. I'm going to call them today and find out what's going on. And I was like, fine with me. That's great. So hopefully I will have those soon, because I cannot wait to get those. I love the doily thing. And I think that's where my crochet adventure is going to go for the time being, because I have a plan in mind. While I was in this funk, I got a little idea in my head. I'm not going to say what it is, because if it fails miserably, then I'm going to look like a ding-dong. But if it comes out, it's going to be genius. So, Anyway, I'm excited for that. I'm excited. And I'm excited because that yarn that I love from Joann's, Big Twist, guess who's going to carry Big Twist? One of my favorite online people, Hirschner's. Hirschner's just picked it up. They're going to start selling Big Twist. I was like, boom, boom. So I do have a blanket planned out. I know I shouldn't make blankets, but there was one that I picked out and I was like, I gotta make it. It's beautiful. So I'm really excited for this kind of side detour adventure that I've kind of gone on. Oh, sorry. I'm going to try to finish. I'm going to try to add another letter to that cross stitch today. And get that kind of going again. Because I worked on it late last night, but I still have so much to do. So we'll see where that adventure takes me today. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see where that takes me to. So I hope y'all have a blessed day. Oh. So I went and looked at a couple of houses, well, about 4 houses yesterday. The first house we went to, the realtor and I both walked in and was like, nope. Y'all, I am not kidding you. We walked into the living room, where you walk in through the door. There's the living room. By the window, they had a cutout in the floor because there was a tree growing. Not a big tree, but there was a genuine tree growing through the floor. And there was enough room around that tree. A little coon or a possum or whatever could have come up through that floor. Which I don't mind because they're cutie patooties. But I was like, really? That was not on the listing. So we kept looking and kept looking. Anyway, I did have a possibility yesterday. I look at one more today, hopefully. It was being painted, so we couldn't look at it. But y'all just keep praying. For those that pray. I'm not trying to push anything on you. For those that pray, good vibes, whatever you believe in, just say something for me today, if we are able to look at it. Like I said yesterday, I'm not gonna soapbox it again, but I know He will take care of us. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt He will. He will take care of us. He'll provide the financials. He will provide. No doubt in my mind. Just, God is good, y'all. I'm just so happy. And it's even so cool because I had to see the doctor yesterday because my leg is really, really bad. Well, it's not bad yet, but it's, anyway. And I haven't seen her in a while, and I haven't seen the secretary in a while. And she's like, man, the glow up on your face and your spirit is amazing. You have come so far. And I was like, yeah, I have. And I said, I can only give credit to God. He pulled me out of that bottom of the barrel desperation to unalive myself and pull me up and give me a new life. I mean, how cool is that, I went from, just sorrow to pure joy. And now I want to live and I want to experience life. And I just love life. I really do. I know it comes across cheesy, guys. But it's just, I'm so happy. I'm so happy in life. And so blessed. So very, very blessed. So I'm thankful for y'all. Somebody asked about pictures of my dress and the wedding. I am going to attempt, once I get the pictures back, to do a small slideshow because I don't want to bore y'all with 1,000 pictures. But I'm going to try to put together, what do you call those? Anyway, slideshow, whatever, showing my age there, of how it went down. So, but yeah, I'm excited. God is good. I hope you have a blessed day. Take care, and I love you guys. Bye.